4a. Vocabulary. Idioms. What are idioms? I'll show you. Oh, I got the full mark. The test was very easy. Now in Arabic, we say this. That means something very easy. In English, we don't say the test was like water. If you say this, people will not understand what you mean. In English, we say the test was a piece of cake. It was a piece of cake. It was very easy. Now, piece of cake is what we call an idiom. So, an idiom is a group of words with a special meaning. These words do not give a literal meaning. Do you get it? Good. Now, look at the following extracts from the dialogue. These sentences are extracts. They were taken from the dialogue we took in the previous video, which is why it is not a bad idea to watch this video first, listening and reading. What do you think the phrases in bold mean? You look a bit down in the dumps. Now, a dump is a place where you throw garbage. Okay, what does that mean when you tell somebody that he looks a bit down in the dumps? We don't really mean that he looks like sitting in a garbage bin. What we mean is that he looks sad or depressed. Down in the dumps. Don't worry, it will be a piece of cake. We're done with this. It doesn't actually mean a piece of cake, it means easy. I know these Slim Quick diet pills. You take pills to lose weight. They are all the rage. Rage is uncontrollable anger. And that's not what we mean by this idiom. It means this is what everybody's doing these days. It's a trend. Fashionable. Now read the sentences and match the idioms in bold with their meanings A to F. 1. I know chocolate is bad for me, but I can't stop eating it. I guess I have a sweet tooth. This is a tooth. When you have a sweet tooth for something, that means you enjoy eating food that contains sugar. As an example, you can say, I have a sweet tooth for ice cream. That means you enjoy eating ice cream very much. I have a sweet tooth for cake. Okay? The teacher told the students to learn the poem by heart. When you learn something by heart, that means you memorize it. You try not to forget it again. A poem is a piece of writing that expresses emotions using words that rhyme. When I found out, when I knew that I had passed all my exams, I was on cloud 9. Can you guess what that means? I was very happy. Cloud 9. If I were in your shoes, I would inform the police. When you are in somebody's shoes, you imagine yourself in his or her place. This man is trying to understand women, so he is imagining himself in a woman's place. He put himself in a woman's shoes. Who told you the secret? A secret is something you're not supposed to tell anyone. John spilled the beans. Now here is a can of beans that is spelt. When you spill the beans, you tell a secret. You spill the beans. Now stop beating about the bush and tell me what you want. This thing is a bush. When you beat about the bush, you don't beat the bush itself. That means you are saying unnecessary things. Why don't you tell me directly what you want? Tell me exactly what you need without saying unnecessary things. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll catch you in the next one, inshallah. Goodbye.
Workbook, Module 4. You will hear people talking in 6 different situations. For questions 1 to 6, choose the best answer, A, B, or C. 1. You hear a man talking about exercise. Why does the man dislike exercise? A. He doesn't enjoy physical activity. B. He thinks it's unnecessary. C. He thinks there are better ways to become healthy.
I just hate the very idea of exercise. I mean, what really is the point of all this unnecessary movement? Watching people on a treadmill at a gym is like looking at a hamster running on a wheel in a cage. It seems to me that it is much better to just go outside and take a nice walk in the park. Or better yet, a day trip in the country. At least then you're enjoying the activity while at the same time keeping yourself healthy.
2. You hear a teenager talking about a recent football match. What lesson does the teenager learn? A. That sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. B. That you need to take all your opponents seriously. C. That you need to practice hard in order to win.
I'm not quite sure why we lost the match. We certainly practiced a lot. I really thought we would win without any problem. We've even beaten this team before. But perhaps that's just it, isn't it? Maybe we thought things would be very easy for us. That's definitely a lesson learnt. Don't get too comfortable when you're on top and never think your opponent is no good, because you might just get careless and end up tripping and falling.
3. You hear a nutritionist talking on the radio about eating habits. Why are most people overweight? A. They don't take their time to eat. B. They eat unhealthy food. C. They often eat too much.
The problem with most healthy but overweight people, at least in my experience, is that they just don't know where to draw the line. They know which foods are good for them, and they often make the right choices about what to eat. Unfortunately, though, most people simply overdo it. My advice for such people is to stop yourself before filling up that second plate. Take a few minutes and ask yourself, do I really need another?
4. You hear a father talking to his son about school and sports. In which case would Timmy be forced to quit the basketball team? A. If he fails his maths class. B. If his grades don't improve. C. If he doesn't graduate from high school.
I know that you enjoy playing basketball, Timmy, but we really have a problem here. If you don't pass your maths class, then you won't graduate, and then you won't be able to get to college. It seems to me that the only way to solve this problem is that you either start studying now and get your grades up, or that you quit the team. The choice is really up to you. So, what's it going to be?
5. You hear an Olympic athlete talking about his training. How does the athlete feel about training? A. The purpose makes the difficulties worthwhile. B. He doesn't mind the hard training at all. C. He constantly feels tired.
It's really quite exhausting. Every day I wake up at 5 a.m. and after having a light breakfast I go to the pool and swim for about 2 hours. Later on in the afternoon I go to the gym and lift weights for about 1 hour, and at 5 p.m. I return to the pool and swim for another hour. It's a hard schedule, I admit, and sometimes I feel terribly tired. What helps me to push on, however, is the goal. If you keep that in mind, then you can accomplish anything.
6. You hear a man talking about a hobby. Why won't the man hike anymore? A. He is bored with it. B. He has grown too old. C. He has other hobbies now.
One of my favourite hobbies was hiking through the mountains. Sometimes I'd just pack my bags and head out with the sunrise, taking any direction I felt like. I loved everything about it. The fresh air, the cool wind blowing across my cheeks, the beautiful ravines, and the wonderful animals I would encounter. Those are memories that I'll never forget. Indeed, a man's hair might change colour, but the mountains, they'll always be the same.